Welcome to the XtextCasts. In this episode, we will take a look of the Xbase number literals feature. And I will use the Xtend to show you this new feature, since the Xtend inherits features from the Xbase. This is a simple Java code I prepared. In this method I calculate the effective text rate based on the formula taken from Wikipedia, and I use the BigDecimal together with a math context, and as you can see, the clarity of this code is very poor. This is often the case in the Java, so let's rewrite this method to improve our coding. And I'm going to create a new Extend class, and I call it just text rates2, and I take the Java code and I simply paste the Java code here. And the first step we're going to perform is to change the way we initialize the BigDecimal constants. And in the Xtend we can use BD_literal to make it in a very nice and fine way. And I'm going to convert all constants here. And the next step is to replace the call to the BigDecimal methods with the corresponding operators. And for this step, I let the math context alone. And now we can further improve our constants by adding this 1000 separator. So we can clearly see this is 100,000. Now our code looks pretty good, so let's test it. And this is my simple test class that calls this effective rate method, and I copy it and call my new effective rate method implemented in the Xtend. And you see here the results are different, and this is because in the Xtend we didn't mention math context. Indeed, the Xtend uses the math context to perform several operations, for example divide operation, and if we look into declaration, then we see that the decimal, the 128, is used here. But in our Java example we use decimal 64. So let's fix this. In order to do this we have to redefine our divide method. And actually we need to redefine the multiply method also, since together with the divide method all multiply methods here use math context. And I do this in a separate Extend class, call it my math. and I just copy the divide method here. And I do the same for the multiply method. And now I just have to import this as a static extension. And then, if we run it, we get the same result. As you can see, the Xtend provides us with a great possibility to define our calculations with a BigDecimal in a very cool way. Thank you for watching XtextCasts. Go to the XtextCasts.org to get show notes, discussions and more episodes.